Hey, this is Coach Rod back with another podcast. If you're new to my channel, my name is Coach Rod. I am a Kingdom relationship coach, and what I do is teach dating and relationship from a Kingdom perspective. Kingdom means God's way of doing things. Kingdom means God's way of doing things. So I teach dating and courtship from a biblical standpoint. So if it's something that you are interested in, hit the subscribe button and also hit the bell so you get notified when I upload podcasts and videos. And feel free and please give me a thumbs up um, if you like this video. But I want to talk about three things a man must have before a woman submit. Three things a man must have before a woman submit. You know, we live in a society where submitting to a man means to let the man control you and you do whatever the man say. Um, actually, really, it always been that way. Society have taken submission, out of its proper content, and they use that to control women. Um, See, submission is not about control. See, a man supposed to love a woman into submission. A man supposed to love a woman into submission. Not control her, not force her. You see what I'm saying? Because Christ, he don't control us. What the Bible say? Okay, Ephesians 5:22. Wives, submit to your husband as unto the Lord. Husband, love your wife like Christ loved the church. Right? So, a man must love a woman into submission. A woman should submit to a man because he lead with love. Not out of control, not out of domineering, stuff like that. It's not about dictatorship. But a lot of men in this generation, even in the past, think that submission means that the woman should let him do whatever he want to do and stay with him. If I cheat on you, don't leave. Or if a woman enforces her boundaries, oh, you're not submissive. And a lot of men complain about women don't submit to a man no more. I see it on social media, complain from men that women don't submit to a man no more. I got a friend. He called me one time talking about I need to teach women how to submit to a man. To submit to a man. And I don't really do that because I understand majority of women, they will submit to a man if that man leave because it's in the woman to submit. Unless that woman is broken and she have not healed, it's natural for a woman to submit to a man. Not say a man, I'm talking about a real man, not a boy. And see, this is why a lot of men cannot get women to submit to them because you're not a man. You're not a man. Because if you are a real man, you can get a woman to submit to you. If you lead with love, you can get a woman to submit to you. So if I got some men watching, you wonder why you can't find a woman who submit to you. You need three things before a woman will submit to you. Three things, the main important things you need as a man for a woman to submit to you. Ladies, do not submit to a man, which means do not marry him and make him your head if you don't have these three things, and submit to him if you don't have these three things. Okay? Now, let's deal with the word submission. What does submission mean? Submit mean. Okay? It's a shame that men want to use the Bible, a biblical term, talking about women don't submit to a man, but yet and still they want the woman on her back before they get married though. If a woman ain't on her back before they get married, they got a problem with that. But they complain about women don't submit to a man. That word submit in the Greek, in the New Testament, the Bible was written in Greek. So the Greek word for submit is hypotasso, which means to come up, to rearrange and to put in order, to come up under and lift up, to support. That what submit means, to come up under, right? Submission, sub. What does submarine do? A submarine is under the ground. It goes under. So submission means to come up under a man's mission. All right? It don't mean obey the man. It don't mean the man control you. It don't mean if you don't feel like cooking, you tired, you had a stressful day at work, whatever happened, what's going on, your body ain't feeling right. It don't mean you got to be a slave and cook for the man. You know what I'm saying? That's not submission. Because you still got a free will. You know what I'm saying? So, the first thing a man needs for you to submit to a man, he need to be submitted to Christ. That's number one. If he's not submitted to Christ, do not submit to a man. That means do not marry a man. It come up because if you're dating, watch this. If you're dating, you not obligated to submit to a man if y'all just dating. You can't see men want y'all to submit while y'all dating. No, I'm not your wife. If y'all in an exclusive relationship, you are not obligated to submit to no man because you still single. You still single. If you are engaged to that man, you still not obligated to submit to that man because you still single. Until you walk down the aisle and come in covenant, then you submit to that man. Understand that right there? Don't submit to a boyfriend. See, men complain about, oh, women don't submit to a man. But how many of y'all want to get married, though? How many men want to get married? Some men complain about women don't submit to a man, but are you submitted to Christ? You know what I'm saying? They complain about women don't submit to a man, but they're not submitted to Christ. Women don't submit to a man. And listen, I get this in my comment section a lot. Hey, you always talking about what the men need to do. Why you don't teach women to submit to no man? Submit to a man. I get it in my comment section a lot from men. They want me to tell y'all submit to them, and they're not even submitted to Christ. Because the men, as soon as the woman let a man know that she's not giving her body up for marriage, oh, they got a problem with that. Oh, you stuck up. Oh, you being mean. No, I'm not being mean. I'm protecting myself. I'm trying to teach you how to treat me. I'm not being mean. But we live in a society where men want a woman to submit to them, and they're not even submitted to Christ. 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 3. But I want you to realize that the head of every man is Christ. 1 Corinthians 11 and 3. But I want you to realize that the head of every man is Christ. Every man who prays, is Christ, and the head of every woman is man, and the head of Christ is God. So, if Christ is not a man head, guess what? You don't submit to him. And after you submit to a man, he got to be submitted to Christ. That's number one. If he's not submitted to Christ, do not submit to that man, because the Bible says, what? Love your wife like Christ loved the church. In order for a man to love you like Christ, he got to be submitted to Christ. If he's not submitted to Christ, he will not be able to love you like Christ. 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 3. But I want you to realize that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is man, and the head of Christ is God. If Christ not his head, you don't make him your head. Before you submit to a man, that means before you marry that man and come up under his leadership, he got to be number one, submitted to Christ. If he's not submitted to Christ, guess what? Move on with your life. Again, I'm a kingdom coach. What kingdom mean? Kingdom means God's way of doing things, not the worldly way. Queen, don't submit to boyfriends. Queen, don't submit to baby daddies. Queen, submit to their husband who are submitted to Christ. It's a shame when men complain, oh, women don't submit to a man no more. But yet and still, they are not asking this though. They want to use a biblical principle, because submit, it comes from the Bible. They want to use a biblical principle to pacify their needs and their wants. But when it comes down to them being obedient to God's word, they got a problem with that. How dare you as a man complain about women don't submit to a man and you're not asking this? If you're not willing to wait to get married, to get her on her back, guess what? She don't that don't apply to you. That does not apply to you. You can't say nothing to a woman if you're not willing to wait until marriage to get her on her back. Understand that right there. If Christ is not a man's head, do not submit to no man if you're not submitted to Christ. I'm trying to tell you, because he cannot love you like Christ if he's not submitted to Christ. How I know a man submitted to Christ, Coach Rod? Sis, it's not rocket science. It's not rocket science. It's not rocket science. Y'all ask these questions like, "What, Coach Rod? How I know he a real man of God? Coach Rod, how I know he got right attention?" Sir, just look at his actions. It's not rocket science. Look at his actions. Look at his fruit. If he submitted to Christ, he gonna be bearing fruit. And I talked about this the other day on the podcast I did the other day. A dear heart, a sweetheart, a beautiful young lady that I coach before, and I saw her video, and she was saying how she was interacting with a man through Facebook, and he talking all that good stuff and all this stuff here, but he sent a picture of him inside his boxers, so she cut him off. Sis, not rocket science. If a man submit to Christ, he will not send you a picture of him in his boxers, shorts, or underwear shorts. He will not do that. If a man submitted to Christ, he will not send you any appropriate pictures. If a man submitted to Christ, he will not keep begging you to come to his place. If a man submitted to Christ, he will not keep begging you to go to his place. It's not rocket science. And if you are submitted to Christ, you should know when a man is submitted to Christ. If you submitted to Christ. The reason why some of y'all can't recognize whether or not a man is submitted to Christ because you're not submitted to Christ. Because it's not rocket science. It's not rocket science. Because you know the Bible said what? Flee fornication. The Bible said what? The bed is undefiled. Homos and adultery, God will judge. Marriage is honorable, and the bed is undefiled. Homos and adultery, God will judge. You know that, right? So when a man trying to get you on your back, guess what? He's not submitted to Christ. It's not rocket science. And some of y'all, and some women, it's type of is right. Some women, they're not submitted to Christ. They just got religion. I had a client one time, right? Watch this. I had a client one time. She was engaged to get married. And the man that she was with, they started off doing it. They started off being on their back. But she told him, let's stop being on our backs and just do it God's way and let's wait on God. Right? This man, mad with her, he talking about he getting sexually frustrated because she not getting him no banana pudding. So I asked her, I said, and I knew the answer. I was going to say what she going to say. I knew the answer. I said, is he God-fearing? Yeah, he God-fearing. In my head, I'm like, now how he God-fearing? And this man begging for banana pudding. How he God-fearing? And this man mad with you because you ain't getting no banana pudding and y'all ain't married. Talking about he sexually frustrated. How he God-fearing? That's what I said in my head. So I say, so why you think he God-fearing? Is he bearing fruit? Yeah, he read his Bible. He pray before he eat. He says prayer before he eat. He pray. He go to church. I said, sis, that's not God-fearing. That's religion. That's religion. He religious. If you pray over your food before you eat, go to church, pray, but if your lifestyle is not changed, you are in religion, not in a relationship. A God-fearing person have a relationship with God. And when you really, really God-fearing, you're not going to get mad with a woman because she's not giving you banana pudding. Talking about you sexually frustrated. So I should have asked her, are you God-fearing? Because if you was God-fearing, you should know this man ain't God-fearing. Why? Because he's not submitted to Christ. If a man begs you for your body, he is not submitted to Christ. You cannot be submitted to Christ and beg for banana pudding. So it's not rocket science, my queens. If a man is not submitted to Christ, you don't submit to him. That means you don't marry him and submit to him and make him your head. If you already married and he's not submitted to Christ, if he don't want to leave you, guess what? You got to deal with that and try to win him over according to Apostle Paul in 1 Corinthians chapter 7. You sanctify the house. But to the single women who are not married, don't go into a marriage, put a man over your head and submit to a man who is not submitted to Christ. That's number one. Number two, he must be financially stable. If he's not financially stable, do not submit to a man. Do not submit to a broke man. Do not submit to a man who don't have a job, what word I'm trying to use? A stable job. Yeah, job stability. You know, if you want to talk to a man, you want to vet that man. You know, you want to find out. Okay, what kind of job you have? What you do for a living? stuff like that. Then you want to ask him how long you been on your job. If you say I've been on my job 15 years, okay, that's a good thing. But he said, man, I just started a job last 6 months ago, but I had went to another company. And then I left there 6 months later. Then within 5 years, this man been on 10 jobs. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. He must have a job and job stability. He must have some type of money stacked up. It ain't gotta be a whole lot of money. He ain't gotta be no millionaire. He gotta make 6 figures. He ain't gotta make 6 figures. But he gotta be able to have some money to stacked up somewhere, saved up. If he don't have that, then guess what? He's not ready to get married. And back to the podcast I did the other day, talking about the successful young lady that's 29 years old and she making 7 figures. And she said she won't mind dating a man that make less than her. She said $35,000. Which me, I don't agree with that, but that's her thing. I can't say she wrong. If she willing to go that low, hey, that's her prerogative. But then the guy that doing the interview said, so if you was dating this guy, right, and y'all long distance, she live in LA. He said, and the man tell you that he's a school teacher, and he tell you that he don't have enough funds to come see you. He asked her, would you fly him out and put him in a hotel? She said yes. And I said to myself, boy, she need to book her session, boy. She need to let me coach her. Just let me be your coach, girl. Because I'm going to tell you what's going to happen with that right there. Men going to use her. Not men, real men, but grown boys going to use her. When you start off flying a man to come see you, paying for a man paying tickets, that's the wrong thing to do. I don't care who make the money. If you make more money than him, guess what? He's supposed to come and pay his way to come see you. Because when you paying for a man, you courting him. You courting him. The man's supposed to court you. That's what courtship is about. He take you out, he pays. But now we live in a society now where men want the woman to support them. Men want a woman to make sure they straight, hold them down. I need to coach that young lady. And I just pray to God that one day she found my channel. Because she on YouTube too. I pray to God one day she found my channel. And book a session with me because she need a session. Because she's a successful woman. And a lot of guys out here, a lot of these men going to use her. Grown boy, they going to use her. A queen should never fly a man out to see her if it's long distance. If he can't afford a plane ticket in a hotel room and pay for the date, guess what? He's not ready to date. He got to be financially stable. A man, I don't care if you're a school teacher, bus driver, a man got to have some money stacked up in the bank because it costs money to date. It costs money for the engagement ring. So, you mean tell me a man can't afford a plane ticket, he can't afford a hotel, but he want to get married or he dating? A woman like that, she probably gonna have to buy her own engagement ring. She probably gonna have to buy her own engagement ring, then give it to him for him to propose to her. And you know what? That happened to me one time. I was with this woman, I was making $35,000, she was making 6 figures. She was a little, I could tell she was desperate. Because number one, she should have never dated me. Because I told her I was broke and ain't got no money. And when we first started dating, I didn't have a job at that time. I was like dead broke and ain't had no job. But thank God, since I been on the job I'm on now, I ain't been broke since then. Way back years ago, I always had money. That's my past, okay? Now, I already got some money. You see what I'm saying? I'm stacking. I'm stacking though. See, and that's why, you know, at this point in my life right now, I'm choosing to be single because I'm not where I want to be yet financially. And some of y'all might say, well, oh yeah, you ain't gonna never get ready. Oh, I get that, but guess what? That's just me. Me. I want to be able to provide for my woman. I don't care if she make more money than me. I want to be able to pay for the dates. I don't care if she live in LA, I live in Florida. Guess what? I will fly out there, pay for my own hotel, and pay for the date because I'm a real masculine man. A woman is not going to her pocketbook for me. Queens do not pay for dates. Queens do not fly men out on airplanes with their money. Queens do not pay for a man to get inside a hotel room with their money. Queens don't finance men. If a man don't have a financial, if he's not financially stable, guess what? Don't submit to a man like that. And what men don't understand, a woman will start off doing that. She will start off because she's desperate. She'll start off taking care of paying for everything, but after a while, that woman will get tired of paying for everything because women are not wired like that. Women are not wired to provide for men. After a while, that woman gonna lose respect for that man. How do I know? Because I lived that. The same thing I told y'all. When I told y'all I was with somebody that made 6 figures, and I made $35,000 when we first met. I didn't have a job. I got a job about 3 months later into the relationship. But I made $35,000. She was making 6 figures. So I couldn't afford a engagement ring. So guess what? She had to go buy a engagement ring and get a ring to me. You see what I'm saying? That was about like 5 or 6, like maybe 6 years ago. You don't do that. You don't go buy no engagement ring. Then what she done? She went and bought a engagement ring because I couldn't afford no ring at that time. I'm just trying to get back on my feet. She went and bought an engagement ring and gave the engagement ring to me for me to propose to her. And that's what's going to happen when you are dating a man who broke, who ain't got nothing going for himself. He ain't trying to get nothing going for himself. You're going to pay for your own engagement ring. But guess what? After a while, you're going to lose respect for that man. Like Tony always say, you teach people how to treat you by what you allow and by what you accept. And whenever you allow a man, whenever you start off flying a man, paying for things, flying a man into your state, put him in a hotel room because you're successful, you got money, paying for dates and stuff, that man is going to expect you to do that all the time. He's going to get complacent. Men get complacent. I'm a man, I know. It all depends on that man. Me, I never got complacent when one of my ex was paying for everything. I didn't like that. But I'm talking about the majority of men in this generation, though, because I'm a real masculine man, so I never got complacent with her paying for everything. But most men in this generation are not masculine; they feminine. So when you start up paying for stuff, they're gonna sit right there and let you pay. They're gonna pay for everything. And then when you break up with them, because you're gonna get tired of them paying for everything, you're gonna finally wake up and smell of coffee. You're gonna lose respect for that man. One day you're gonna go to that man and say, "Hey, listen, this is over. I want a real man." You know what I'm saying? Then you're gonna break up with that man. Watch this. That man gonna get with the next woman, and he gonna take care of that woman. How I know? Because it happens all the time. I watched this young lady on Facebook one time, and she said her ex-boyfriend, she paid all his bills, paid his child support, and everything. But when she finally broke up with him, and she finally realized that it ain't gonna go nowhere with them, and broke up with him, guess what? She said he got with the next woman, and he took care of that woman. The woman didn't even have to work. A man will use you up, take your money, take your body, take your food, take your time and your resources, and then go and marry somebody he want to be with and take care of her. A man will do right by the woman he wants to be with. Trust me. Trust me. So if a man is not financially stable, do not submit to a man who is not financially stable. He got to have finance. You gotta have his money. Gotta be, you know, he ain't gotta be rich, but he ain't gotta be broke neither. And last, number three, last but not least, a man who does not have a vision. Do not submit to that man. Do not marry a man who does not have a vision. Because that's what submit means. To come up on a man, to rearrange and to put it. The Greek word for submit is hupotasso. To rearrange and to put in order, to come up under and support. Come up under what? Come up under a man's vision. If a man does not have a vision, do not submit to a man. It's mighty funny that men complain about women don't submit to a man, but ask these men, what are your vision? Do you have a vision? How dare you expect a woman to submit to you and you don't know where you're going? You want a woman to follow you and support you, but you don't know where you're going. If a man does not have vision, do not submit to a man who does not have vision. You know, I was watching YouTube one time. This beautiful young lady was on there, and she said that she was doing a video. She was doing a live video, and she said that I don't mind submitting to a man as long as he have a vision. Guess what? Men got upset and not in the girl comment. Oh, it ain't always about money. Nobody ain't saying about money. She said vision. Oh, all women are gold diggers. What gold diggers got to do with that? She said vision. Having a plan for your life. Having a goal for your life. They can plan about women don't submit to a man, but they'll have no vision. They don't know why they're here. They don't have no purpose. You got to understand, a woman will submit to you naturally. Not all women, but the majority will submit to you naturally if you got a vision. If a man does not have a vision, which means a plan, some things that he's trying to achieve, guess what? Don't submit to him. Like they say, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. The Bible said what? People perish. Without a vision, people perish. So if you marry a man without vision, guess what? He gonna perish, you gonna perish, and y'all children gonna perish. Without a vision, people perish. So why make a man your head and he ain't got no vision? You can't give a man, and some women, y'all try to give a man vision. Sis, you cannot give a man vision. If a man does not have vision when you meet him, guess what? He ain't the one. But women sometimes try to give a man vision. Babe, once you start your own company, babe, once you do this here, no, I don't want to do that. It's some women right now who are married. They are married to a sorry, stanky-tail man who does not want to make more money. And they are unequally yoked. She want to live in a nice neighborhood. Her husband want to stay in the ghetto, in the hood. And he want to make that little bit of money instead of getting his own business. And, you know, the guy cut hair. So she got to say, babe, get your own shop. Why sit there and pay for a chair? You get your own shop, have people paying for you, and plus you cutting hair. You see what I'm saying? Hey, he go, I don't want to do all that. Grown behind man don't have no vision, and white trying to give this man a vision. So when you meet a man, so if he ain't got no vision, if he ain't got no plans, you know, I got a client right now. You know, I'm working with. She met a man. She made more money than him. But so far, this man got a plan. He got a vision. The goal is to go back to school, to better himself, to make more money. So she said that's going to be the determining factor of me and him, Coach Rod. If I see him going back to school, doing what he say he going to do, then we're gonna be official. But until the end, you know, I'm gonna watch him. So right now she's watching him to see what he's gonna do. He told her his vision, his plans, his goals. So before you get your hopes up high, And guess what? She's off her back with her leg closed. Okay? She off her back with her leg closed. And she watching him. Because if she give him her body, if she get on her back, guess what? She gonna overlook, oh, he ain't gotta go back to school, better himself. Don't worry. That's what happens when y'all give a man your body. Y'all get so tied to a man. Then now you start making excuses for this man mistakes and stuff. Or the things that he have not done yet. Instead of you holding him accountable, you start making excuses. Well, he ain't gotta go back to school. I accept what he's making right now. Because you gave him in your body. So this whole time, she know this man for at least 3 to 4 months, and she has not slept with him, man. So if a man don't have these 3 things, don't submit to a man. Now I'm gonna say this right here: if y'all not married, if y'all just in an exclusive relationship, you don't have to submit to a man if he's not your husband. You can respect him and reciprocate, but you don't have to submit to a man who's not your husband. I gotta put that in there. If y'all engaged, guess what? You don't submit to a man until y'all get married, until y'all come in covenant. Then you submit to him. What I mean by that? Help him, support his vision, his dreams, and nurture his vision. Talking about a good man though, a godly man, kingdom man. Hey, the Coach Rod, if you need coaching, the link for coaching is going to be inside the description box. And also, if you have not purchased my book, Queens Don't Settle, click on that link as well. Hey, God bless y'all. I'll talk to y'all soon.